In the previous session, we discussed about an adventurous journey of food particle inside the mouth. The food gets partially digested inside the mouth. Partially digested food then enters into the esophagus through pharynx. Pharynx, it is a common tract where trachea and esophagus begins. Then we have to learn how does the food that we swallow enter exactly into esophagus without entering the trachea. Observe the picture given in the slide. It is labeled uvula, epiglottis, palate and tongue. Uvula, it is a small flap-like structure which closes the nasal cavity that opens into the pharynx. Epiglottis, it is a flap-like structure which closes the trachea as well as the digestive system. Palate, it is known as the roof of the mouth. In Malayalam, we call uvula annakku and epiglottis cherunakku. Now, let us see the steps involved in swallowing. The first step is the tongue compresses the food into small balls with the help of palate. Then, uvula closes the nasal cavity that opens into the pharynx. The third step is the trachea or the windpipe rises up and it is closed by epiglottis. Then the posterior part of the tongue pushes the food to move over the epiglottis into the esophagus. I'll show you a video which shows how the food is being swallowed. Can you see that? Yes. I'll repeat the steps once again. The tongue compresses the food into small balls with the help of palate. Uvula closes the nasal cavity. The trachea rises up and it is closed by epiglottis. And the posterior part of the tongue pushes the food particle into the esophagus. Did you understand the relevance of saying that one should not talk or laugh while having the food? Yes. When we are laughing or talking while eating, the epiglottis does not close and the food can slip into the respiratory system. I hope that portion is clear. Next is we had to learn what happens to the food after passing through esophagus. Before we learn about it, we should know about a process known as peristalsis. Throughout the alimentary canal, there is a wave-like movement due to muscular contractions and relaxations. That wave-like movement is known as peristalsis. So, esophagus, it is a muscular organ. When it contracts and relaxes, the food particles moves into the stomach by the process of peristalsis. I'll show you a small video which shows how the food particle moves into the stomach. Next is, what happens to the food after reaching the stomach? I told you that already throughout the alimentary canal there is a wave-like movement known as peristalsis. So in the stomach also there is a movement known as peristalsis which converts the food particles into paste. There are some circular muscles in the posterior part of the stomach which can retain the food for a specific period. It stores the food for about 4 hours. Then the food mixes with the gastric juice secreted by gastric glands. Along with that, there are some specialized cells in the stomach wall called as oxyntic cells which produces hydrochloric acid. There are some special epithelial cells in the stomach which can secrete mucus and bicarbonates. Now let us see what is the role of gastric juice in digestion. Gastric juice contains enzymes like pepsin and gastric lipase. Pepsin converts protein to peptones. Gastric lipase digests the fat partially. Earlier I told you that there are some oxyntic cells present in the stomach which produce hydrochloric acid. The function of hydrochloric acid is it destroys the germs in the food and regulate the pH value for digestion. Everyone knows that hydrochloric acid, it is a powerful acid which can dissolve even metals. I think you have learnt that in chemistry. But hydrochloric acid does not do any harm to stomach. Have you ever thought about it? No. There are some special epithelial cells in the wall of the stomach which secretes mucus and bicarbonates. They protect the stomach wall from the action of digestive enzymes as well as hydrochloric acid. Hope everyone understood today's session. Thank you.